friend is coming soon. I greet you in the love and the light of the infinite Creator.
My fellow subscribers, YouTube has started to shut down channels that don't agree with their views and blaming their decision on their guidelines. This is the highest form of censorship controlled by the cabal to keep us from knowing the truth. There has been several channels terminated by their so-called violation of their guidelines, including our sister channel, Event is Coming Soon, and 3 other sister channels of ours. We feel it's a matter of time before they create a violation of their guidelines to shut this channel down. We have created a channel on Daily Motion, which is an alternative to YouTube. Please go to dailymotion.com and subscribe and view our videos as well. Tell your friends also that we have our new channel, The Event is Coming Soon, on dailymotion.com. Let's unite and keep this very important channel alive. Victory of the Light.
The Reality Behind Earth vs. the Flying Saucers. By Robbie Graham. One of the most significant UFO movies of the 1950s was Earth vs. the Flying Saucers, 1956, which was very loosely based on Donald Kehoe's 1953 non-fiction book, Flying Saucers from Outer Space. In the movie, the last of a dying species of aliens arrive on Earth seeking a new home. The aliens request a meeting with world leaders to discuss their plans for occupation, but the U.S. military, assisted by one of America's top scientists, played by Hugh Marlowe, formulates a plan of attack involving the use of sonar cannons mounted on trucks to be fired at the alien saucers, the sonar supposedly interfering with their propulsion and navigation systems, and disabling their force fields. Conspiracy writer Ken Thomas has noted that the fictional battle strategy in Earth vs. the Flying Saucers seems to have been directly inspired by real-life ufological events which occurred just 1 year prior to the release of the movie, when legendary scientist Wilhelm Reich claimed to have used his cloudbuster invention to attack UFOs, which he believed were hostile, by sucking the energy out of them. Reich's cloudbuster was an atmospheric device constructed from 2 rows of 15-foot aluminum pipes mounted on trucks and connected to cables that were inserted into water. Its appearance and functionality were strikingly similar to that of the sonar cannons in Earth vs. the Flying Saucers. Reich believed that his cloudbusters served to unblock cosmic orgone energy in the atmosphere, which he said would be beneficial to human health. Apparently, Reich also found them handy for shooting down alien spacecraft in what he described as a full-scale interplanetary battle in Tucson, Arizona in 1955. The Cloudbuster Cannon. The production history of Earth vs. the Flying Saucers is intriguing. In 1955, Donald Kehoe, then a jagged thorn in the side of the U.S. government's UFO secret keepers, was approached by a group of Hollywood producers seeking to buy the rights to his aforementioned non-fiction book. The producers told Kehoe their film was to be a serious documentary about UFOs. Although initially suspicious, Kehoe eventually went along with the deal. Big mistake. Upon its completion in 1956, the documentary turned out to be the schlock sci-fi B-movie of our discussion. Kehoe was outraged and demanded that his name be removed from the film's credits, to no avail. Someone, it seemed, had it in for this outspoken advocate for government transparency on UFOs, perhaps the same someone who, 2 years later, censored Kehoe's statement on live TV that flying saucers were real machines under intelligent control. Donald Kehoe. Kehoe's book, despite its pulpy title, was a serious examination of UFOs that drew extensively from the USAF's own investigations into the phenomenon. The movie that the book inspired, however, was an outlandish affair, depicting scientists and the military as combating ridiculous rubber-suited aliens with plans to occupy the Earth. This deviation into kitsch fantasy is especially frustrating because the film also retained a considerable amount of fact-based ufological detail from Kehoe's source material. The film's saucers, for example, designed by Ray Harryhausen with a stationary central dome and a rotating outer rim with slotted vanes, were based exactly on real-life descriptions collated by Kehoe. Harryhausen also sought advice on his saucer design from UFO contactee George Adamski. The shrill sound emitted by the movie's saucers also has been a common feature in UFO close encounter reports from the 1940s to present day, with witnesses often associating high-pitched whirring, humming, or hissing sounds with UFOs. Particularly interesting is a scene in which Foo Fighters make a casual appearance. The scene in question sees heroic scientist Russell Marvine, Hugh Marlowe, his wife Carol, Joan Taylor, and the latter's father, General Hanley, Morris Ankrum, having a family lunch while discussing their work on Project Skyhook, an American space program that launches research satellites into orbit. Suddenly, two glowing balls of light appear above their house, hovering silently. "Look. What are those lights?" asks the general. "They're what the pilots call fool lights," Carol replies. "There have been so many around the project the last couple of days we all just take them for granted." This is an unmistakable reference not only to Foo Fighters, but also to the many anomalous fireballs reported by military personnel around sensitive government facilities in the late 1940s, which resulted in Project Twinkle, a 2-year study program at Holloman Air Force Base tasked with solving the mystery. Earth vs. the Flying Saucers even has echoes of Roswell in the form of its alien invaders, not as they appear in their cumbersome spacesuits, but in their true form underneath. When the protagonists remove the spacesuit from one of the dead aliens, the being bears an uncanny likeness to the alleged Roswell beings as described by first-hand witnesses from 1947, but these testimonies would not come to light until more than 20 years after the release of Earth vs. the Flying Saucers. How do we account for this apparent cinematic prescience? Were the Roswell witnesses influenced after the fact by Hollywood, or was Hollywood influenced by intelligence operatives with knowledge of the Roswell incident?
If you like our channel, please subscribe and click the bell to be notified of our new videos. Feel free to share on your social media. Thanks for watching. See you next time.